Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Ma1ne Snekky here on MSPWaves. It is the 22nd of August, 2018, and we are live here with you. So, greetings to the Steem community and everybody that's listening out there. I go by the username Ma1ne on the Steem platform, and you can find me on there. It's just spelled with a number 1 in Maine, so Ma1ne. And as always, I am here with my wonderful co-host, Poetic Snake. How are you doing, Snekky?
Good evening, everybody. I'm slithering around.
Yes, you're a little bit under the weather this week, from what I understand.
Yes, that's correct.
So, everybody say a prayer for Snekky. Get well soon.
Thank you very much.
Well, we're happy you were able to still join us here this week, and I hope we're able to make it through this show together here. So, hope you feel better soon.
Yes, we will. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
So, good evening to everybody that is listening out there on MSPWaves. Big shout out to all of you. Welcome. This show airs each and every Wednesday from 10 to midnight UTC time, which is currently 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can find us on MSPWaves.com. You can find us on DLive via the MSP-Waves profile. Or you can find us on Discord. We are in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server currently, which of course is the home of the Minnow Support Project. So check us out there, and that is also where we are chatting with the live audience. So we are hanging out in the MSP Waves audience room. Again, that's on Discord in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server. So come say hello. Kodak's just finished up his show here, and so now we are live. And great to have you all here with us. You can check out the full schedule of all the different radio shows on MSPWaves.com. I call them radio shows. That's just my own personal habit. I don't know what you call a lot of them. There's a wide variety of different programs on there now. Some of them are music related. Some of them are talk shows about a wide variety of subjects. And ours is basically just a chance for the Steem community to hang out together and discuss, whatever's on our minds currently. We do a lot of interviews with different Steemians. We don't have anybody here with us this week currently, but if you're interested in being a guest on the show sometime, certainly just let us know. You can always contact us on Discord or steam.chat, and we would be happy to speak with you. But this week, we're going to just kind of hang out with you, the live audience, and see what's on your minds this week. So if you have any topics you'd like to discuss this week that are kind of related to the Steem community and the STEEMIT platform, certainly let us know in the live audience, and we can discuss it. Before we get going too far, Snekky, I'm going to go ahead and play our little disclaimer, okay?
Okay.
It's one of the good things about having you on record here. I can just play your voice whenever I need to.
Yeah, it kind of sounds scary. You are listening to Ma1ne Snekky on MSP Waves. Everything you hear on this show is our opinion only and should not be taken as financial advice or advice of any kind. We are not financial experts or experts of anything. This show is intended for entertainment purposes only. MSP Waves and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or our guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of MSP Waves. The material on Ma1ne Snekky is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research.
That is correct.
Yes, always do your own research. So important.
And Torko wants to know, she thought you were an Apple expert, Snekky.
No, you told me that I can never call myself an expert in anything.
Right.
Because then people start to expect stuff from you and they start to listen to you.
You're an Apple, just a lover of apples, right?
Yes, I am a huge lover of apples.
Yes.
Yes. And that's it. I'm not an expert.
You apparently haven't been eating enough apples, though, if you're not feeling that well, Snekky.
Oh, tell me about it. Nobody brought me apples.
Oh, I see.
The whole week. See? That's what happens.
That's
Even
silly.
you. Oh, well, you bring me an apple a day, so.
I try to anyway. I do my best.
Yeah, that's true.
Excuse me. But yeah, no, it's great to have you all here with us. We were thinking kind of this week we would sort of begin with just talking about content on the Steem blockchain. It's, of course, a big reason why a lot of us are here, right? A lot of people are here to create content and, possibly earn rewards from it. There's no guarantees that will happen. You might not earn anything, but the possibility is there. And so, of course, people are going to come here and they're going to try to create content here. Now, the subject that we're going to kind of talk about tonight, and of course this is all open to opinion, and it's you're going to have your own opinion about this stuff, and don't think that we're taking any one particular side, because we're not. We're just kind of bringing up the general topic. So content, what is good content? I don't know. That's a very open thing, right, Snekky? Wouldn't you agree that there's no definitive answer to that on the Steem blockchain?
Yeah, I find it very hard some people ask me the same question. What do you think is good content? All I can say is I find good content what I like, but what I like isn't necessarily something that somebody else likes. So I find it very hard to give a real good answer to that question. But the question is always on my mind because it's a continuous, debate on the platform. And I really would like to know how the people in the audience feel about that.
Yeah, because it's a touchy subject, with a lot of people, and new people join the platform, and of course they don't know what the expectations are as far as what they're sharing on their blog. And there is kind of this subculture, or whatever you want to call it, or I don't know what the right word would be, but this attitude, I guess, on the platform that, of course, you have to create original content. That's the first thing. We all want to say that. We don't support plagiarism. We don't support taking other people's content. We want it to be original. But that could mean something as simple as writing one sentence or 3 words or 1,000 words or 10,000 words. What constitutes quote unquote good content on the platform? And everyone's going to have a different opinion on that. People who are avid writers are going to say, well, you should obviously be writing, longer posts. Then you're going to have people who are more from other types of social media backgrounds where they're used to just sharing quick little things on the internet and they don't want to write a big, long thing. So there's going to be people who will argue that a short, quick little post is okay. But then, of course, it goes into the realm of, well, okay, is this short little post, is it quote-unquote worth as much as something else? Because then you're factoring in the Steem rewards and all of those things. So if you see that short little post get $10, but you might have wrote a post that was 1,000 words and you made 30 cents, you're going to say, well, why is that one worth so much more? And that's a whole nother subject. But as far as what is good content, I don't know how to answer that question sometimes because, as a content curator, we do get asked that question quite often. So, well, okay, well, what do you consider good content or quality content? And I guess that's going to be unique to each individual person, is what I've started to find here on this platform. We, of course, want to encourage people to put in effort to create something that's worthy of sharing and that they are going to be proud of, that they've put time into and whatnot. But there might be times where you just want to share something quick on the platform. So I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. It's a really broad subject. So yes, if anybody in the live audience wants to chime in, certainly let us know. Apparently I had some text in the chat, so it's probably looked like I was typing there that whole time. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
I wasn't
It
typing.
still says you're typing.
I know I wasn't typing a big long message there. But if they want to chime in the audience, I'd love to hear your opinions on that. If you're a curator, if you're somebody on the platform who's, out there reading content on a daily basis, what do you look for? What drives you to want to vote for something? Do you do it based on the entertainment or the what you got out of the content? Do you do it more on the writer and their social interactions that you've had with them or seen with that they've done? It could be a combination of both. You know, what makes you want to go out there and curate content and make you want to re-steam it or vote on it or comment on it, reply to it, whatever? What do you think, Snekky? What's your opinion on just kind of the whole subject of what is like good content on the platform?
Honestly, it depends on my day. There are days that I cannot stand a steep shot post. There are days that I really love it. To me, a post doesn't have to be a novel. Straight to the point in 100 word, bringing over the message that someone wants to spread can be just as effective as a post that takes you 30 minutes to read. Same goes for a video or art, for that matter. I prefer myself to post progress pictures because it gives more depth to it, but that's not for everybody. I like to be in the middle. I guess for me personally, I like to write a post with words and pictures, and I always try to hit at least 1,000 or 2,000 words. But there are days that I don't. I try my best, but it's so difficult. I find it really, really hard, this subject.
Yeah, and as more apps are being created that utilize the Steem blockchain, they're going to do things that are going to interact with the chain and produce content that some people would say, well, that's not a quality post. Like sharing just a single picture or sharing. I remember when DLive and DTube first came around, people were like, oh, these are trash. They're just putting something on the chain. And I understand that, though. I understand that logic. If it's just a picture and then there's no video after the fact or whatever, I can understand that. But it's tough because like if these new apps are going to be created, how do we change the way we see the platform as more of these things are being created? I mean, some would argue that they're good. Some would argue that they're not so good. I don't know where I would stand on that because I am not an expert in blockchain. I don't know enough
No?
about any of this stuff to know. I'm just here as a consumer of content and a somewhat of a creator, but a curator also. So I try to go out every week and every day and try to find posts to share and to do compilations on and things like that. And it is tough because you see some that are short and some that are longer. And I hate the feeling of, do you not reward the person who didn't write as much as the person who wrote more? That's a touchy subject. And again, it's going to be each individual person and how they are going to feel about that. But I'm curious, like, kind of how the audience feels about some of this stuff too. So feel free to chime in, let us know. Let's see here. What we got going on in the chat? Big shout out to everybody, of course, who is chatting here. I see Graylin out there, Toriko, Mandel Sage, Aram's out there. Let's see, Sim Girl. Let me scroll back. Kodaks was here. He, of course, had his show before us. I saw Crimson Clad out there. So big shout out to everybody who is tuning in. Make sure you say hello in the live chat so we know you are here. And, of course, big shout out to everybody who's on DLive currently listening. We'll have to check the DLive link. If anybody's got the DLive link handy, go ahead and put it in the chat. So
I don't have the link ready. Why don't I have the link ready?
It's okay. It'll appear. Someone will get it. It'll happen. I have faith. But yes, shout out to everybody who's listening on DLive. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, if for some reason you might be listening on one platform and it doesn't sound so great, you can switch over. We've got 3 different ways you can listen. You can listen on Discord in the PAL network. You can listen on MSPWaves.com or on DLive via the MSP-Waves STEEMIT profile.
I hope I shared the correct link.
I think so. It's Wednesdays on Waves. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Wow Day. Wednesdays on Waves. All right. So yes, great to have you all here with us today. We're kind of just chatting about content. What do you guys think? We were having this discussion earlier. People were kind of chiming in. What is good content? We're kind of curious what other people think. Where are we headed with this discussion as a community? We aren't the be all say all by any means. We're just here to chat with all of you. So we're kind of curious. What do you all think? Especially at times right now where the value of Steam is a little lower than what we've been accustomed to for the last 6 or 8 months. Um, do you write less now because the value of Steam is lower? I'm curious. I feel like my posts are more or less the same. I do limit myself though as I'm posting. I don't, unless I really had something important that I needed to write a big long post about. I try to limit it to a few smaller posts. That's just my style though. It doesn't really reflect on the value of Steam or anything. But I'm curious how other people are treating their own blogs. And those of us who are still here that are sticking it out through these quote unquote lower prices, big shout out to all of you. I know a lot of people have taken a little break because of it, and that sucks to see that, but it is what it is. I mean, a lot of the Discord communities, of course, have slowed down a bit. It's a lot quieter around here, but
It's also summer.
that is a factor. I'll be curious to see, like, once September, October time frame rolls around, if a lot of people kind of pop their heads back out and say, "Hey, here I am." I have been seeing a few people coming back, and you'll be scrolling through the feed, and all of a sudden you'll see a name that you remember from 6 months ago, and they're like, "Hey, I'm back, finally posting again." So that's good to see. But yeah, let us know what's on your minds out there, Steemians. What's going on? How are you feeling about content lately? How are you feeling in general? Let us know.
I'm reading in the chat as well, so if I'm quiet, I still cannot manage to do two things at the same time.
And like Raylan's saying, some of these other systems like DTube and whatnot, what if those are the things that are making stuff go viral in the future? I don't know. I mean, that could be a good thing, right? Of course, if your content's getting shared all over the world and things. But what if it's just one photo? Is that one photo not? Is it not worth as much just because it's one photo? Like that. See, that's the argument, and it's tough when you have to think about it in terms of rewards, because that's the kind of the root of all evil, right? Money is the root of all evil, as they would say. But it's tough because you're judging that content on monetary value or something, and that is a touchy subject, and it's tough because I've gone through waves and flows with it where originally I was like, well, it should be a longer post, and that's really what should be considered quality and all these things. But then as more of these, like I said, these dApps are being created that do simple things but do them in a way that helps it interact with the Steem blockchain, it's like, well, it's tough, because if you're sticking to your guns of, well, this is the type of thing I'm going to vote for, it's got to have X number of words, it's got to have all these things, or else it's not considered quality content, well, then you're putting yourself kind of in a box, in my opinion, at that point. I mean, of course, everybody's going to have their own standards and their own way of thinking on that, so don't think I'm telling you what to do, because I'm not. But to me, I've started to open my mind a little more to now saying, well, okay, let's reevaluate here. So originally I used to see a post that was one picture and one sentence and just immediately pass on it and say, no, okay, moving on. Now I'm trying to at least, okay, take a look at it. Is it something they actually created? And maybe they just aren't even aware that they could have written more, that they should have, quote unquote, should have written more. And try to leave them a comment, say something, So I'm going to try to do in the future and going forward is trying to give feedback on those types of posts and say, hey, let us know where'd you take this picture? What were you thinking when you took it? What was going on? Like, just a little more detail, basically, right? Let's see here. Go ahead, Snekky.
I was going to say something really smart.
You were?
Yeah, and then it went like
And
What
I
what
cut
was
you
I
off.
going to say again? Yeah.
And I mean, I'm probably just rambling up here, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you have to ramble a lot today.
And Graylin's saying, okay, here's one perspective. Say someone promoted STEEMIT on RT. Should they even have to post anything more than one word? Well, that's the thing. If they did that, well, how would they let everybody know that they even did it by not? I mean, they could share the video, right? But if they didn't give some kind of a description, well, then no one may even know what it is. Of course, if a million people see it, well, then the word's going to spread anyway. But I agree that it's subjective, and it's the thinking of that we have to only think that certain things are good content. I think that's a downfall, in my opinion, that too many people are in at this current time, because we're so used to just before the fact that all these other apps and way of posting existed. They didn't exist before, so there was only the manual way to do it, right? And so now that these other things are being created, it's adding that other layer to the Steem blockchain of, well, now you can still blog and you can still do your thing, but now there's going to be single photos getting shared because of one app, and then there's going to be I've been seeing. Well, I don't even know the names of all of them because there's so many now being created. You know,
A whole lot.
and again,
Oh, sorry.
we're not promoting or talking bad about any of them. You know, we're just talking about how the Steem blockchain is being utilized. You know, I have nothing bad to say about any of these apps. They're a good thing. I mean, looking back a year ago, we didn't have any of these things being created. Well, they were being created, but they weren't out yet. I remember we were just creating MSPWaves about a year ago this time. You know, a little over a year ago. There was no any of that kind of stuff going on, really. And so we've come a long way in a year as a community, as a blockchain. And again, we're not speaking for the blockchain or anything, but we're just giving our opinions. But it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here, and you know how curation changes. I know that we've been curators for a long time here on the platform, and we've been in different curation groups throughout that time, and some are still here, some are not, and they all had their opinions on curation and what they thought it should be and how it should happen. And some are under the opinion that during it, while it's slow like this, that maybe it's not worth it to be out there curating. But I disagree. I think it's more important now to be curating during these slower times.
Yes, I agree with you. Sorry to jump in.
Yes, give us some opinions,
Yes.
Snekky.
Sorry?
Give us some opinions. I know you're not feeling well, so I'm not trying to force you to talk too much, but if you want to jump in here, go ahead.
Right now, with the prices being low, even though a lot of people will say, I'm not here for the money, I'm not here for this, I'm not here for that, I do realize, and I know for sure that people feeling a little bit down as well. It becomes a little bit harder to put that smile on your face. If at that also the curation stops and people stop curating because they say, oh, my vote is not worth anything right now, it's not worth it. I kind of climb onto the walls and want to pull all of my hair out because, in times like this, to be able to read someone's content who put effort in it, time in it, and this person really wants to share something that is close to their heart, or something that they find really, really important. How good does it feel when somebody actually takes the time to read your post, to curate you, and to put you up in a compilation post and put more eyes on your post? That will bring something like happiness. That will keep the spirits up. So yeah, I think curation should never stop. In fact, there should be like a million curation projects popping out like mushrooms, in my opinion.
Yeah, and looking back a year ago when we first got started, or when I first got started, you had been here for even a year longer than that. When I first became a curator, it was so fun, and I remember it was so cool to actually go out there and vote on people's content and see their reaction to it and say, oh, wow, thank you, and, They're appreciative of it and everything. And I remember how fun it was to slowly build my Steam power and those feelings of excitement. Remember how it was when we first joined? We were so excited. We were happy to be here, and we didn't care that our posts weren't getting all that much money. We didn't care that our vote wasn't worth that much. I mean, we always wanted it to be more, of course, but we were excited, and we were, just happy to be here. And it is easy to lose touch with that feeling once you've been here for quite a while, and especially if you start getting more and more Steam power, you start forgetting what it was like to only have 500 Steam power or less, and not even have the vote slider and all of these things. And it's important, I think, to just reflect on that and to try to remember what it was like during those first few months that you were here. And remember what it was like. Go ahead, Snekky. Jump in.
I'm so sorry. The slider. I remember the first time that I opened my STEEMIT and I got a slider. I was like, can I say the WTF word?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? I didn't know what it was, and I was like, oh, nice. So I didn't use it for like 3 or 4 weeks. Because I had no clue where it was for or what to do with it.
And I see Graylin's making a point about that video and everything in the chat. That is it. The other thing we always have to remember, though, is that people have a stake. They have their Steam power, and they can do what they want with it. If they choose to flag somebody, if they choose to do whatever, that is their decision. We don't have to like it, and we can do whatever is we want to do about that and with ourselves. But as far as what they can do with their Steam power, if they want to flag or if they want to upvote, that's their decision. And again, we don't have to like it, but it is what it is. You just have to deal with it, unfortunately. And it's too bad because some people get driven off the platform because of it. They'll get something downvoted or flagged, and they'll just quit the platform, and that sucks to see that. I really hate when I see that, because it's just disappointing that one person could have that much power over another account, that if they just downvoted into oblivion, it's just going to make them want to leave. But it is what it is, and that's just unfortunately currently the system that's in place. It's just how it works. You can upvote someone really high if you have a lot of Steam power, or you can downvote them. And some people have made that decision that if they see posts that they feel are not quality content, that they are going to downvote it. And it could have the best intentions, that post. It could be talking positively about the Steem blockchain. It could be talking positively about that person, and that person could still downvote it because they think it's not quality content. It's an interesting world we're in here in this Steem blockchain.
Very.
Let's see here. So yes, everybody, keep chiming in the live audience chat. We love reading your comments. But it is unfortunately just the way it is, that people can use their stake as they wish. It's just the way it is, and that could be a good thing. I mean, I don't know. When I say it's a bad thing, it's not. I mean, it's just the system that's in place. We chose to use it, right? Let's see here. But no, quality content, that's going to be a very subjective thing. Each person is going to have their own opinion on it. But I do encourage everybody to kind of maybe reevaluate your decisions on that a little bit, because I think more and more of these apps are going to be coming out, these dApps. And, I don't think all of them are going to be creating 10,000 word posts on the blockchain. I just don't think they're going to, and I don't think. And go ahead.
I also think, like, the world right now, it's fast. It's a fast world. People really don't want to sit down and watch a video that takes about 30 minutes. If it's 5 minutes, they will sit down and have a look at it. I think the same goes with posting as well. It's a fast world, and the internet is even faster. So I think it's also the way things are at this moment in time. Like, I don't know. I also don't want to write a novel every post. I also have that, fast in me. I don't take 6 hours to write a post. Um, Given I am not a writer, I am someone who loves to write, but I don't call myself a good content creator. Um, but yeah, I think it's a fast world, and if you are living in a fast world, everything will be fast.
And we're not saying that long posts are bad at all.
No, no,
You
absolutely
know,
not. I love to read long posts as well, just
yeah.
as much as I love to read a 500 word post or a post that tells me absolutely nothing and just shows me how someone created something amazing in art or whatever, music, or it's like I said, it depends on my day, you know, and yeah.
And again, we're reiterating, we're not saying what is or isn't good content or quality content. We're just talking about the subject. So, don't anybody think we're taking any one particular side on it, because we're not. We're pretty open-minded as curators. So, that's why we're here to talk with you. So we see some people saying that they take 10 hours to do a post. Some people says they do long posts, but they can't help it. Um, and that's okay. Long posts are great. I think people should take their content and think about it as, don't worry about the length of it. Don't worry about what you think it's quote unquote worth. Just create it and put your time and value in it that you feel is appropriate, and then put it out there to the world and see what happens. If it gets $2, if it gets $20, if it gets 2 cents, that doesn't necessarily reflect on the quality of the content, though. Always remember that, because remember when you were new, or you might still be new, you don't have a lot of followers, your content might not be seen by many people. So, don't get discouraged if it doesn't get a lot of rewards, because maybe a lot of people just didn't see it yet. But keep
Yeah,
posting.
and can I jump in again? I'm so
Absolutely.
sorry. I don't know. Did you see what Pensive wrote?
Let me see here.
Removing the 7-day voting limit might help deal with the short form content coming in, as long posts would likely pick up more votes in the long tail voting, whereas short posts would be the most, and I cannot pronounce that word. But I agree. Why stop after 7 days?
I wish that every time, so if you create a post, it does its 7-day cycle, it pays out, and it's done. Okay, that's how it currently is. I wish that if people came back and voted that post again, and it can't be the same people, it'd have to be maybe different people, I guess. As long as it was a
Yes.
different person that hasn't voted on it before, and I guess you could argue that bot accounts could be created, I guess, or whatever. But hopefully that wouldn't happen. But if new people vote on it, then it would create a new reward cycle for that post. That's what I wish.
Yeah, me too.
So,
Because you can also only read so much, and sometimes somebody comes to you and said, "Oh, have you seen that? You're talking about this and that, and such and so posted about it 2 weeks ago. Here, let me give you the link." And you read that post and you think, "Why didn't I see that sooner?" Because I want to give this an upvote because it's worth so much for me as a reader. But you cannot do it. Well, you can vote it, but you know, it doesn't generate anything anymore. The person might see it, but they might get a notification like, hey, someone liked your post after 2 weeks, but nothing. And I don't know. I wish that would change. I really would. And I also think that yeah, YouTubers and stuff, yeah, they are put off by something like that.
it's tough because I'm sure there would be ways that system could get manipulated. Um, but I do wish that there was a way that it could work, that you could have posts be what they're saying evergreen. Like basically they could get rewards more or less forever. If there was just a way to calculate the individual vote reward over 7 days instead of the post reward, maybe. So like this vote has a 7-day payout, but the post is forever or something. I don't know. I don't know how it could work, but I'm not a technical expert.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither. And of course, there's a bad side to that too, because then a really, really bad. I'm not saying that I know what a bad post is, but let's say somebody posts a really, really bad post that everybody agrees on is really, really bad, and they can keep upvoting it like for 3 years and earn by that. That's not good either. But I don't know. I don't know. It's so hard.
Yeah, no, and so there's a STEEMIT link that Graylin just shared. So if people want to read more about what they're talking about lately, they can check that out. Um, Reposting the content, yeah, I mean, I guess that's one thing that could happen. I don't know how that would all work though. If it would somehow keep track of the votes that it's already gotten or something, I don't know how that would all work. But that would be a good thing because there's a lot of very like tutorial type posts and things that are evergreen that, well, maybe not evergreen, I'm sure things would change with some tutorials, but certain things, like a lot of the helpful tips for new Steemians type posts, that type of stuff that's relevant information that will last a long time, more than 7 days. That's the type of stuff that would be nice if those people could somehow make that content be rewarding to new eyes, not just for the ones that saw it in that first 7 days. But
Every now and then I get a vote on one of my tutorials that I made in the first few months that I was on STEEMIT. They did good at the time, so I'm not complaining about that. But yeah, they still pull people to it. They read it, and I kind of find it sad that that doesn't bring anything. If it doesn't have to be, I don't know. It's just I don't know.
yeah, it would be an interesting thing if they could make that work.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, my voice is going. I'm going to take a little drink.
No worries. Not trying to talk over Snekky, everybody. I just know she's not feeling that well, so I'm basically rambling here as long as possible. No, just kidding.
We all like it when you ramble.
I don't know about that.
It's not even real. I'm not even sick. So.
Oh, see, the truth comes out.
Yeah.
I see how it is, Snekky. Well, everybody, you're listening to Ma1ne Snekky here on MSPWaves. This is our Steem community-based talk show where we just kind of chat with you, the Steem community, all the Steemians out there. It's great to have you here with us. Big shout out to everybody who is listening. And each and every week we just kind of talk about different things that we're seeing and experiencing out there on the Steem blockchain. Quite often we do Steemian interviews, not this particular week, but in the future I'm sure we will do many more. So
I can interview you.
What's that? You can interview me? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's already been done a few times.
No, not by me.
Well, we'll have to save that for another day.
Okay.
I mean, there's not much really to ask me that's that exciting. I'm just this guy up here in Maine that's on the Steem blockchain, so. But,
hey,
I enjoy it.
You're saying the same thing that people say when we ask them if they want to be on the show. Oh, but my story isn't interesting. It is. It really is.
If I had like a project I was doing, or if I had like a something I was working on right now, then I definitely would. But currently we're just doing the curation and the radio show here, and just kind of hodling, right?
I'm hodling my, yes, I'm hodling.
That would be the word I'm describing how things are going, just hodling.
I don't check prices anymore. I'm just going like, whoosh. Okay, here's the new day. Let's see what it will bring.
Yeah.
Hodl some more.
It's times like this where if the Discord communities are a little more quiet, if people aren't posting as much, to me, in my opinion, and of course everything on this show is just our opinion, to me, this is the time where you can be noticed easier. So if you want your voice heard, if you're trying to promote your posts, if you're trying to create more content, do all these things, these are the times when it's a little slower that your stuff doesn't get lost in the sea of text, you know. And that's just my opinion, but it's times like these where it's almost like you can build more, you can expand your social circle here, you can network a bit, and try to get yourself noticed a little easier than if there's if the prices are up. That of course brings all the people back, and they're posting because they want to try to get those rewards while the prices are high, and everybody immediately jumps back in. It's like the fair weather fans or whatever, that type of thing. But yeah.
Breaky, there's a question for you, Main. Can I ask?
Yes.
Hi, Main Event. As one of the longest serving MSP hosts, how do you see the future of Steem Radio and MSP going forward? Pensive is asking that.
I mean, I wouldn't speak for MSP as far as the future of it and everything, but I'm hoping that it will continue to be a community here where new users will continue to join and kind of learn the ropes a bit and network with people and interact and start to learn about quality content and all of these things. The radio sides of it is getting interesting now with so many other Discords doing shows and podcasts and things like that, as well as DLive is now out there. So I think that it will only ever grow, really. I'm thinking more and more shows will be created, more and more live streams and things like that. I think it's wonderful that we're still here a year later, over a year, both the MSP community and MSPWaves. I know this community has helped probably thousands and thousands of different people all over the world, whether it was just from the upvote bot, whether it was listening to these radio shows, curation, whether it was making friends, networking with people. Many people have come, some have gone, some have stayed, some have left. Some have left not because they wanted to leave. Some have left kicking and screaming and, whatnot. But those of us who are still here, I think it's wonderful that you're all still here. It's great that you're hanging out with us during all these shows, that you're chatting in the different communities here in MSP. It's wonderful. The Minnow Support Project is the thing that's kept me here the longest. It was the group, one of the very first groups that I joined on Discord. And, I'm very grateful for the time that I've spent here. A lot of people don't realize all the time and effort that people put in behind the scenes to make this stuff all happen. Especially MSPWaves, Rondon and Globocop and all the guys and gals behind the scenes over on MSPWaves that do all the work there. Of course, big shout out to Agrode. Without Agrode starting this whole group a year ago with some other people, it would have never happened. So of course, big shout out to Agrode. Huge shout out to all the moderators and the witnesses that do a ton of work too behind the scenes, helping people, keeping that the upvote bot going, who are helping people with questions, who are actually in a way reforming Steemians to be better Steemians all the time. People may not see that in the chats and stuff, but behind the scenes, they're helping people they might have at one time been plagiarizers. They might have been people who were copy and pasting content. They might have been only posting one word and trying to get upvotes, and then they've learned that that's not going to be rewarded here, and so they've actually improved their content and improved their behavior and things, and that's great to see. So the Minnow Support Project, I'll say it again, it's the community that's kept me here the longest, so big shout out to all of you and thank you. And MSPWaves, man, a year ago we spent so much time in Discord chats trying to get this thing going and trying to make it all work and trying to figure out the sound and how we were going to get the shows and do all that stuff, and Rondon and all the crew that worked on that. You guys are awesome. So it's great to see that you've all kept it going this long. And again, big shout out to everybody that's involved in MSP. And, for me, I would probably echo this for a lot of people. Thank you to all of you people, because, not all of them will say it, but I think a lot of people would say that they got their start here in MSP and then they spread their wings into other communities. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what the kind of the goal is. It's the minnow support project, right? So yeah, big shout out to everybody in MSP. Sorry for the ramble.
Are you done now?
Yes.
Good. No, I liked it. I think you should go on.
Yeah, if other people have, questions, comments for us about anything, Steam related as far as the community and things like that, again, we aren't experts, so what we're saying is just our opinion. But yeah, feel free to ask in the audience.
Yeah. Ask questions. They are more than welcome.
And shout out to Pensive for that question. Yes, that was a good one. You can check out Pensive's radio shows too here on MSPWaves. So check the schedule for when Pensive shows on. Or Pensive, if you want to type that in the chat, let everybody know. All right. Graylin is asking, does the value have to be content? Could it not be a service? Say if somebody provides a service, are they not allowed to get upvotes from the pool? Now, see, I don't know. That's a question I don't know the answer to because I don't know how that would work. I guess it would be more of someone giving you like SBD, liquid SBD, I guess, or something versus upvotes. Because you'd have to create something on the blockchain to be voted, right? So I don't know. I'm not a technical expert in that department. So, you might be able to somehow have an app that could get upvotes. I don't know. That in the future, that might be possible, maybe. I don't know. But as a service or whatnot, that's kind of a broad word, so that could mean a lot of things. So I don't know. He's saying like a simple post detailing and hosting a file. Right, so there'd have to be some kind of a post. And is that allowed? There really is no, as far as the content and quality content, there's no definitive rules. It's kind of up to the community to decide what is or isn't good content based on their own stake, right? Their own voting stake. If they want to vote on it, that's their decision. If they want to downvote it, that's their decision.
I like to think that, to get into Corinne's question, if you provide a service, in my opinion, it should be allowed. If people enjoy using that server and they can get upvotes through a small post, like you said, with a small file in it and whatnot. If you really support and want to support that service, why not? You can also delegate or send SPD or whatnot. I don't know, but if you give options and have a great service and people love that, yeah, I think, that's my opinion.
Yeah, and as the Steem blockchain grows and people create more things on top of it, I think it's only ever going to grow. We're going to look back on these early days and be like, man, remember when it was only blogging on the Steem blockchain and that's all it was? And some people would say, well, that's what we want it to be. And I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that. I'm just here and along for the ride. It's been a crazy journey. I first started as I was going to post about my love for collecting retro video games. That was originally what my very first post was. And here I am doing a talk show, so I never knew where it would take me or where it was going to evolve to. So I think as we go forward, that's just going to continue. More changes are going to happen. More ways to use this blockchain will just evolve and be created.
There's a new question.
Sure.
Mandelsage. He is typing, I have a question. Over on YouTube, back when I used to do YouTube, something that was always said was consistency. Always make sure you post content regularly. Viewers like a schedule. Would you say that stays true over here on STEEMIT?
I think so. I know I look for certain people's content because they tend to post every day. And so in my feed, I look and I see certain people posting on a daily basis, and I read their content because I look forward to their content, and I know that they're probably going to post every day. And so that is helpful because people, like myself, I don't want to have to go type in your individual blog link to go find you. I'm probably just going to do like I do on all social media, and I'm just going to scroll through the feed, right? We're just accustomed to doing that. At least I am. So I'm going to look through the feed until I find that person, and oh, there they are, and then I'm going to go read it. And so posting on a regular schedule probably is a good thing in my opinion. I don't do it enough. I post when I can because, of course, I'm very busy, but I post when I can, basically. I would love it if I could post, every day at 5 o'clock or whatever. And there's probably ways that could happen. I don't know if there's apps or services or whatever that could do that for you. I don't know. But yeah, posting consistently, I think is a good thing. Because if people are going to follow you and actually read your content every day, and you're doing something that they want to interact with, like leave comments and replies, then yeah, you want to be on a schedule. Because it's not like we have a notification system yet, right? We don't have a way to have it tell us, like, oh, Poetic Snake just did a post. Here, you should go read it. That would be kind of cool. Are there any, I don't know if there's any front ends that do that, are there?
Yeah, well, I think GinaBot does that.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Type in a name, and when they post, you will get a notification. Yeah.
Yes, the Mandel Sage just said the same thing, yes. Okay, cool. See, I didn't know that. And there probably is others, too, yes. And that would be kind of cool. But, you do have to go find a service, though, that does that. So, for me, like I would just go look on a regular basis. If I know somebody does post every day, I'll go look if I read their content or if I follow their videos, especially because a lot of times when I'm working, I'll just listen to podcasts or whatnot in the background. And if I know certain people post every day and I like their videos, I do go looking for their videos every day. So I would say yes.
I would say yes too. I did it every day at the same time for a long time, and then I stopped doing that because I don't have the time for that anymore. So right now I post whenever I can and whenever I want to. But I do think posting, on a regular base, certain time frames might help you a lot because the read is expected, and I think that's a good thing.
Yes. So thank you for the question. If anybody else has questions, certainly let us know in the live audience chat on Discord. We are in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server, home of the Minnow Support Project and MSPWaves. So say hello in the chat and ask us some questions. This is actually kind of fun.
Yeah, ask us anything. Well, almost anything.
So speaking of followers, I was kind of curious if anybody else is having this happen to them. So apparently I must have had a bunch of just weird accounts following me. Because in the last, 7 days, I've had, 140 unfollows or something crazy like that.
Ouch.
And I went and looked at a lot of them, and they're just, under Rep 25 blogs or whatever. I don't even know where they came from, what this deal is. I'm curious if anybody else has noticed a big drop in their follower count or anything like that. If that was something, I don't know what that was about. If anybody out there knows anything about that, or if they want to check it out, there's links that you can go to look at the follower counts. I have unfollowed without knowing how. That happens sometimes too. I notice. I think it's a lot of times, especially if I'm using STEEMIT on a phone. If I'm clicking in to a blog, sometimes it automatically makes me click on the unfollow or the follow button for some reason, and it's weird, and it will unfollow somebody real quick. So it's strange. That's happened to me.
Yeah, sometimes I go to an account, and I am 100% sure that I followed that person because I love their content, but I didn't see them in my feed anymore. And then I type in the name, and then I see that I'm not following that person. I was like, huh, how's that even possible?
Yeah, and Ron's saying a lot of those accounts are probably bots, and I agree. But yeah, And a lot of times, I notice if you're like loading a profile, like if you go into someone's STEEMIT profile and it's just loading, it won't show that you're following them for a decent amount of time. Like sometimes it takes me up to like 30 seconds of it loading, and then finally it will show that I am following them. So that's an interesting thing.
I like to follow people. It scares them. Oh, we're talking about following on STEEMIT, not the other following. Okay, sorry.
See, and Rhonda's sharing a link from Tim Cliff, witness Tim Cliff, about this, about people disappearing off following lists and whatnot. Those accounts that were following me had to have been some kind of a bot or something, because I'm looking at the chart here, and it was right on August. I was only getting maybe one unfollow a day on average up until then, and then August 17th I had 11. Or excuse me, August 17th, yes, it was 11, and then August 18th I had 32. August 19th, 13. August 20th, 40 unfollows in one day. August 21st, 17, and then August 22nd, 23. So over the course of like 7 days, I've had like 150 some odd unfollows, which is pretty interesting.
I never look at it. It makes me so sad.
Well,
I don't know.
I noticed the number dropping so much. That's why I went and looked. I was like, what is going on? And then sure enough, I looked, and there's these big chunks of people that are like mass unfollowing me. But like I said, I went and looked at the accounts, and honestly, see you later. You're all people that probably weren't commenting or doing anything anyway, so.
Yeah, true. But when I go there and I see the red, that you're muted, that's like, wow,
What did I do?
What the hell did I do?
Yeah.
And of course, they are free to do so, and I will never, contact a person and say, hey, listen, why did you mute me? Unless you would mute me, then I would go like, hey, listen, man, the hell. That's not good, but yeah, I don't go there. It makes me sad, not because I mean, I know it. I get unfollowed every day as well, and then I gain a few here and there, and that's amazing. But yeah, I don't look into it.
I just shared the link to the site that I was using, that shows your follows and unfollows. It's kind of interesting if you want to check that out. And there's probably others that do that too. That's just one that I've found.
Yeah, I use one through Steam Plus. Let me see.
All right, everybody. Well, we've made it through the first hour, Snekky.
Yes, we did.
We've got 1 hour to go. It's wonderful to have you all here with us on MSP Waves. This is Ma1ne Snekky, here our Steem community-based talk show. And I go by the username Main Event. I just spell it with the number 1 in there in Maine. And she is Poetic Snake.
That's me. And wait a minute, we are live?
I think so.
You never told me that we were going to be live.
This is recorded, Snekky.
Oh, okay. Good.
That's funny.
Can you say that again?
No.
Oh.
Aaron says she got 36 followers today. Yeah, you might have.
That's not weird. She has a really good content.
Right? Yeah,
it's like amazing.
Hopefully
Go
they're all
check her
legitimate. Out. Yeah, hopefully they're all legit, good followers. See, I had a bunch of weird ones apparently. Yeah.
But main weird, everybody needs a few weird followers as well. Weird followers, they deserve to be there as well, right? No.
I'm just looking. I'm clicking through some of the profiles that unfollowed me. Most of them look like they were all created in March of 2018. So clearly something went on in March of 2018, it looks like. Interesting.
Yeah.
I was just curious if anybody else out there was experiencing something similar.
Nope, I think it's only you.
Aramid said 36 followers and Graylin said 37. Isn't that nice?
Aw, that's cool.
In fact, I don't think I'm following either. Let me do that.
I hope I pushed the follow button.
I wish I had that in Discord. Somebody needs to make a STEEMIT integrated thing like that where you can integrate with their blog through a chat like that. Like following and voting and all that stuff. That'd be kind of cool.
Yes.
If there was a chat platform that you could vote people, that would be pretty sweet. Even if it was like limited, like to 5 cents or something.
See? Oh, no, it changed.
What?
It said follow, and it took like forever, and then it turned to unfollow, so I already followed her.
Yeah, it takes a minute. It takes, I don't know how long, but it usually takes my computer a good 30 seconds, and then it will finally switch from follow to unfollow, or whatever. You know, it'll show that you're following them.
Yeah.
All right, I'm follower number 119.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Are we going to be the Create New Followers show?
I guess so. See, that would be fun though, because I mean, I certainly appreciate the people who actually listen to this show and who are here chatting with us and interacting with us. So, you know, absolutely. If I haven't followed your blogs yet, in fact, let's do a spamathon here. If you want to post your STEEMIT profile in the chat, go for it. You have permission.
Oh. Are you sure?
Yes. So if everybody wants to do that, go ahead. Now's your chance. Now's your chance. Might as well post ours, Snekky.
Oh my god.
I want to make sure I'm following all these people.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if I am or not. I'm bad about that. I don't hit follow when I mean to sometimes. All right.
I'm grabbing your link. 1 second.
All right. I'm adding people here.
It's live, people. I didn't have the links ready.
Wait. Torco, that's not your profile. You got me all confused. That's funny.
Well, AJ Garcia is good too.
Yes, I agree. It's just funny because I saw the profile and then I saw the name and I was like, wait. He's cool. I just follow him. Says. Look at all the spam. You're all banned.
We were just kidding.
Yep. Drop the ban hammer, moderators. Clayboyne, I see you. Drop the hammer. That's funny. No, it's good that we all do that once in a while. I mean, obviously we don't want to just go around and do that. Oh, follow for follow. You know, that's not what we're saying.
I still want to have a T-shirt saying I'm gonna make it for myself. Follow for follow. It always makes me laugh.
Be a good one to wear to Steam Fest.
Oh yes. Are you going with me to Steam Fest?
Are you buying my tickets?
Yes.
All right. I wish that were true.
Me too.
That's fine.
I will buy your Steam Fest ticket, but you will have to buy your plane ticket.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. I could probably swing that. Problem is
doing a radio show there.
Oh, I know. That's what we were gonna do. If I could have worked it out that we could have gone, we would have totally done podcasts and live streams from there, and it would have been a lot of fun.
Yes, I just had to stop being shy and stuff, you know.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for sharing your blog links. Appreciate it. All right. Now I'll have some new stuff in my feed. That's cool.
Do you know?
Yeah, I just followed a bunch of the profiles that were in the chat, so cool.
Cool.
And of course, we do record this show, so if if you're somebody who's in the future listening to this recording, give us a shout out in the show post replies and let us know that you listened. Let us know what you thought of the show. Each and every week, I do share the recording on my STEEMIT profile, so that'll be going up later tonight. So if you want to support the show, you can always re-steam that and show it some love. We always appreciate your feedback, so leave us some replies on those show posts. Snekky will do them as well, so check her blog out often too for those show posts, and let us know what you think. We appreciate your feedback. You know, if you've got show topics that you think we should talk about or guests that we should interview, let us know. We always love hearing your feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. Because even though we are doing that for a long time now, we can still learn and having input. And we want you to hear things that you enjoy hearing about STEEMIT platform. So if you want us to talk about something, you should let us know, because then we can. If you don't tell us, we can't, and we will have to pick our own subjects, and in time we will run out, and then I will offer subjects, and it will be apples.
We'll just make Snekky talk about apples for 2 hours. Would you all still listen? I bet you they would.
No. No, I don't believe that.
Oh, well, now we always appreciate all of you who join us every week, who hang out with us, who interact with us. You know, we do this show for you. You know, we're here to chat with you. We love learning more about you, getting to know you better, finding out what types of content you're creating, the projects you're working on. I mean, when we first started out, this was just an interview show. We used to just bring people on and get to know them, and we've kind of branched out now to doing just kind of our own commentary and things like that. We'll still do interviews, but we do kind of like this open format where we can just kind of talk to you, the live audience. So just a big thank you to all of you for always tuning in and hanging out with us. So
yeah, we really appreciate that. I always enjoy seeing the names in the chats, and makes me smile.
Mm-hmm. And of course, if anybody's got comments or questions they want us to talk about here for the last bit of the show, certainly let us know. We talked about content the first hour of the show, kind of quality. What is quality content? And our opinions on that. Of course, there was no final conclusion to that discussion. It really is, again, an open discussion. It's really whatever you think. But, we kind of took away from that eventually I don't think it's only going to be long blog posts on the Steem blockchain. I think they're going to start seeing a lot more quick, short content being created. Because of all these different dApps and different systems being created. So we may just want to just think about it a little more as curators, as consumers of content on the Steem blockchain, what we consider quote-unquote quality content on the platform. Some people are going to just be diehards and just say, nope, I want it to be a long post or else it's a shit post or whatever.
Well,
I don't know.
When I curate, I look different at post, to be honest. When I'm seeing all these weird images in the chat, sorry. Sorry. When I look at posts for curating, I like to see at least 3 or 4 pictures in them. Text, maybe 500 words at least, and straight to the point. I also love to curate longer posts, by the way. Shorter posts, I do enjoy them, but I never actually curated them, except for videos.
Yeah, and it's the stance of some curators that they're just not going to vote on single photos, or they're just not going to vote on things that are under 100 words, or and that's just their standard, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do think there's going to be more of it in the future.
Yeah, and I do vote for it, by the way. If I see a really cool meme or I see a really, really cool drawing and I am 100% sure that it's by that person, or a picture, and the picture tells me 1,000 words, I will vote for it. But I will not include it to my curation project. So I do vote for it, but yeah, I look at different ways when I'm on the platform.
And I think that's it right there, is that there's the people that call themselves curators and that have curation projects that they're a part of. Those people, we are included in that. That when we're curating for a project that's goal is to support undervalued content, to support quality content by our own standards, well, then we're going to have our own standards. But as an individual, though, we may vote on a single photo, or we may vote on whatever, that we think is good. But others might not think so, or the curation project may not really consider them to be that great. The video Graylin shared is a great example of that. It was a single video. It got downvoted by somebody who thought it wasn't quality content, but it was somebody who was talking about the Steem blockchain to a mass audience. So it's like, I don't know. It's such a touchy subject that we could talk all night about it, but we thank you all for chiming in on the content discussion.
Yeah, I really enjoy reading what everybody's thinking about it.
Like Yidnes saying, a poem could even be short and intense. Yes.
Yes, yes. I like to go into the poetry section and read it. I share my own posts with poetry every now and then. My name is Poetic Snake, so it should be kind of weird if I never do poetry here. But yeah, sometimes I post a single drawing that I made with 10 lines of text, maybe even 5. If it's it's a short poem, I do that, and I don't. If people don't like that, that's their opinion. But I want to be free to post that, and I think everybody should, feel free to upvote it or not. That's their opinion.
And I mean, I guess these apps and these front ends could impose like a minimum word count, but who's to stop somebody from just copy and pasting the word hi a million times and, okay, well, I met your word count. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
There's things that could happen in the future. We'll have to just kind of see how everything pans out.
Just not all at the same time, please, because I really can't handle changes a lot. Makes me go lost and stuff, and then I go like weird. I had a real problem when the post button changed.
I know. I don't even remember what it used to look like.
It said post, I think, and now we have this little pencil, and now I like it. But when it came, I was like, oh no, no. I was really, really sad. Because I seriously, I don't handle changes very well. That's also the same reason I only use STEEMIT.com as my front end. It's just my personal issue, I guess.
Yeah, it's also the only one that I currently use, and it's more or less for the same reason that for me it works, and I don't need to learn a whole other system or whatever. Like, I'll just stick with one.
Well, you know how I was with using, the editor.
Yep, the Markdown.
The Markdown. You helped me, and you had such patience with me, because oh goodness, I refused to use it, and I was just raw posting all the time. And Main Event, he kept telling me, you should try it, it's really easy, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. But now I'm used to it, and if that would change, oh my lord, I would be so lost. I would be begging Mandel Sage to write my posts.
Yep, no, there's a lot to learn here. There really is. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, just take a step back and ask questions from people who might be able to help you. There's always different posts that people have done with various tutorials and commentary about different things. So you can always look up, how to do the Markdown or how to do all that kind of stuff. It is possible. And there's people out there who might be willing to help you. So...
yeah, and I always say, if you don't understand something, ask. I do that too. And sometimes I feel like, I don't know, should I ask this for the second time or the third time? And I just do it, because if you don't ask, you will not learn. Unless you don't want to learn, of course. Then you should not ask.
Yeah, and most of the Discord communities are very friendly for that. You know, if you're asking genuine questions and not just saying, you know, why no moon and why no upvote. If you're asking actual questions of how to do something, most likely someone will be there and help you.
Yes. And that's something that I really, really enjoy here on the platform. No matter where you go, there's always someone willing to give you, a helping hand.
Look at that GIF that Yidneth just shared.
Yeah, it's so totally cool. So cute.
Yep, very cool. Let's see here.
So what do you want to talk about now, Ma1ne?
Let's see. What has the audience got going on in here? If the audience has any topics they'd like us to discuss, or if you want to ask us any questions. Oh, Mandel Sage asked a question.
Oh, again? Where?
Yep. He asked, have we talked about the coming changes in the hard fork yet? We mentioned it briefly. What was it? Was it last week or the week before?
Week before, I think.
Yeah, whenever the announcement came out, it was on a Wednesday, because thankfully a lot of these announcements and things and changes seem to tend to happen on Wednesdays, so just a coincidence. So it worked out that they announced the hard fork, I believe, on a Wednesday. Or was it the hard fork they announced, or the SMT thing? It might have been the SMT.
The SMTs, yeah.
That's what it was. Just kidding. So just kidding. The hard fork announcement came out though, and then we did announce it. But there has been other ones that were on a Wednesday though. This was my point with that.
I'm sorry. I'm still laughing.
But the hard fork, they've announced that it's coming. I believe it's in September. And we'll have to see, how that all pans out. I'm not completely up to speed with everything that's going to happen. But they did a post about it. So if anybody's got that post link and they want to share it. Oh, I think I pinned it, actually, in the deep end. Yes, I did.
I made a post about hard fork once.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Sure.
I'm just going to dump my link here. It's so old.
That's all right.
It doesn't even show the picture. It's that old.
Hard fork. Let's see here what Snekky's got going on for us. It's a real hard fork.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. How old is that post?
Look at that young Snekky in that picture.
Yeah.
It was August 19th. It was almost 1 year ago. Just barely. Look at that Snecker. That's funny. But here is the actual hard fork post that was from STEEMIT blog, if people haven't seen that yet. So let me open that here. We'll look at it together. Oh, so yes, there's going to be something called resource credits, so you can read about that, which affects, I think, how accounts are created. Looks like it says discounted account creation. There's stuff about delegation in here that will change. Let's see. Stuff's about voting changes, like dust votes, it says. There's different thresholds for that. Yeah, there's a lot of information here. So if people want to learn about the hard fork that's coming next month, I suggest you read that blog and take the time to really read it and get to know it a little better.
Yeah, if I'm correct, there is a whole lot of information for witnesses too in this post.
Yes. There's changes to the curation window. It does say that there's changes to self-voting. Things like that. So a lot of people have opinions on that, and we can talk about that if people want.
About self-voting?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not talk about that?
Yeah, we had a debate about that in chat today.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed it. Aww.
I've gone back and forth on it with the whole self-voting thing. When I first started, of course, I was self-upvoting everything, my replies, my posts, my everything. I didn't know any better. I didn't know. I thought I was supposed to. And then I eventually learned after a while. There was a lot of stigma last summer. People were really that was a really hot topic last summer. I remember
Oh, yes.
people were really freaking out about it. They were really, really like, oh, if you're a self voter, you're evil, and that seemed to be the attitude that was in the community last year. I remember. So I didn't self vote for quite a while. But it didn't really get me anywhere to not do it. Some people would argue it's selfish, and I understand. I understand that logic, and they might be right. But at the same time, you're earning that Steam stake, and I think you should reward yourself, too. You should also reward others. There's got to be balance, of course. You can't just only upvote yourself, because then you are clearly a selfish person. But if you do a post, I think you're totally entitled to voting on that post with your stake. That's just my opinion. You could have a different opinion, and that's totally fine. But that's my opinion. Again, I didn't self-vote for a long time. It's not like anyone rolled out the ticker tape parade for me and said, "Oh my God, you don't self-vote. You're the best." I don't think that is necessary either. If you don't want to vote for yourself, you don't have to. That's your choice. That is your decision. But at the same time, I don't really see a benefit to not doing it. But I understand the arguments against it. It's another one of those touchy subjects that everyone's going to have an opinion.
Yes, and it's sometimes a heated discussion to talk about self-voting. I've been self-voting, I think, my whole STEEMIT career, because I have my own opinion. I see this as my job, as my business, and if you own a business, you have to pay yourself as well to, be able to sustain. So yeah, my opinion is the same as yours. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I do feel like if I upvote myself, at least I need to upvote others as well, and I try to upvote as many as I can. There are days that I only upvote 3 people because I seriously don't have time, and there are days that manually upvote because I vote for all the curators and stuff because I know that they are do great content, so I actually vote every day. But I try to do manual voting as well as much as I can, because I want to spread it around. But I also want to vote for myself because I work hard for it. I might be snacky, but I really work hard behind the scenes. There's a lot going on, projects that I'm working on, and things that I do, and I love doing it. But yeah, that's my opinion. So I see it as my business, and that's why I pay myself.
Yep. And, again, that's just our opinion. You might have a different opinion. You might say that you should never vote for yourself. And that's fine. That's great. It's wonderful that you want to put your entire Steam power back out to the community. That's great. But don't feel pressured that you can't upvote yourself. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things. If you had your own business, like you said, if you were self-employed, you would pay yourself. And you would use your business to pay yourself. So, I mean, I don't know. It's definitely an interesting subject, and everyone would have a different opinion about that, but we do it. So
I think it's a good thing that we have different opinions on it because it keeps it alive and it keeps changes. It keeps the door open for changes. So, have discussions about it. Keep it alive.
Yeah, and according to this post that STEEMIT blog has put out, they are making a change to the way self-voting is paid to the author, especially if you vote your post immediately as soon as you post it. Right now, it says that it says according to the blockchain rules, and this is quoting them, if authors vote for themselves immediately, they get their author rewards, 100% of the curation rewards from their vote, and a portion of the curation rewards coming from everyone who votes for the post after them. So that's how it currently works. And they're changing that, though. They're going to change it to says so. In order to eliminate the advantage, the portion of the curation rewards that is not given to the curators due to the early voting penalty will be returned to the rewards pool instead of being awarded to the author. So that is a change that's coming in the hard fork. Now, when I vote my own post, though, I don't vote immediately. I don't vote it like immediately as soon as I post it. I usually wait.
Me neither.
Yeah, I usually wait a while, and that's kind of what I've learned over time is kind of the culturally acceptable way to, if you're gonna self-vote yourself, at least let some of the curators get in on it first, and then put your Steam power behind it, because then at least it gives some more curation rewards to the curators who are voting for you.
At first, I choose the option to upvote your post immediately, and for a while I didn't even realize that I still had it on. But yeah, I took. I think they took that option away, and that's when I realized, like, oh, that's what I was doing. So now I wait, like, I think mostly an hour before I upvote my own posts, to give other people a chance to get bigger curation rewards.
Yeah, and that's from what I've heard from bigger accounts who have more Steam power. That's what they more or less say too. That's their position on it. If they are in favor of using your stake like that. I mean, some of course don't, but that's just one way to do it. And with this hard fork that's coming, it might create this change. So that's just one thing that's coming this fall, and there's many other things that are coming. So definitely read that hard fork post from STEEMIT blog, and you'll learn more about the update, because it's coming. It's only a month away now.
Yeah, it's coming closer.
Yep. So there'll probably be more talk about that as we get going. It says that they're getting rid of the 20-second comment limit.
I like that.
Yep.
You should have endless conversations.
Right.
Sometimes it doesn't happen a lot with me, but sometimes you get to talk to someone, and then you just you have to stop or reply again, and I don't know. So annoying. So I'm happy.
Let's see here. So yeah, no, there's a bunch of other changes in there too. So many I can't mention them all, but definitely go through there and read it and try to see if you can understand what's coming, because these changes are coming. So, all right. Well, it's almost 7:30 Eastern Standard Time here, which means it's about 11:30 UTC time. What time is it in the Netherlands, Snekky?
It's 1:30 a.m.
Nice.
Yes, I'm waiting for the time change again, because then we start an hour earlier for me.
I know. That will be kind of nice, actually. I'll be happy for that.
Well, actually, I don't mind, because in the summer it's always too hot to sleep anyways. So.
That's true. Well, why don't we go around the world here real quick? So let us know in the live audience chat where you are listening from tonight. What country are you listening from? Let us know.
Yes, and please don't use the flag. Type the word, but no one is typing.
We're getting memes. It's meme time.
Ooh, it's meme time.
Now, let us know in the audience, everybody, where you are listening from.
I see Anya is in Michigan. Michigan. I'm sorry.
So in the USA. I am also in the USA.
Oh, where in the USA are you?
I am in Maine.
Ooh, nice. Go figure.
Who would have guessed?
NS, Canada.
Nova Scotia.
Oh, Nova Scotia.
That's
cool.
not far from here. That's not far from Maine.
You can shake hands.
I've been to Nova Scotia, and they have a ferry that runs from Maine to Nova Scotia.
A ferry?
Yeah.
A ferry.
A ferry, like a boat. Not like a little thing that flies around, no.
Oh, okay. The Pirate Coast Bunny Monster is listening from here. That's really, really cool. I'm listening from the Netherlands.
Yep.
I'm not listening.
That's funny.
I'm trying to talk, but nobody is throwing.
Everybody's being bashful.
Oh I'm just gonna. There are a few people that I know where they are. I know.
They might be
I
typing
followed
and
them.
listening at other places, and that's totally fine too.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, and if you're listening to our recording after the fact, you can always chat with us during the live show. You just have to jump in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty Discord server. And again, our show is Wednesday nights from 10 to midnight UTC time. So that time never changes, even if the daylight savings time and all that stuff happens. It's always going to be 10 to midnight UTC. And again, you can listen to us on MSPWaves.com, on DLive via the MSP-Waves account, or here in Discord.
And there's an app.
There is an app. I got to download that. I haven't done it yet.
So also thank you to all the listeners who are listening through the app.
If you're on the app, whether you're on DLive, whether you're on MSP Waves, or on Discord, you're all awesome. We appreciate you tuning in to us each and every Wednesday on MSP Waves.
You sound so like a radio guy.
I know. We need some new topics though to discuss. We're running dry, I will admit. We gotta start coming up with some new subjects here.
Yeah, running dry is not good.
No. But we appreciate all of you.
Yes, we do appreciate everybody.
It's tough during times like this, when things are slower. There's just not a lot really. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but there's not as much, it seems like, happening. There's not as many people who are coming to us with different projects and things like that lately. So hopefully, if you've got one though, let us know. Make sure you send us a message on Discord or in Steem.chat. If you've got a project you're working on or a community that you're building or something like that, definitely let us know, and we'd be happy to have you as a guest on a future show.
Yeah, I like it. I like having people on the show. Makes me talk less. And of course, I really enjoy hearing the stories. And maybe Anya can be a guest one of the in our following shows. She's like really cool, but I already said that.
I do have a couple potential guests lined up. I'm trying to work out the details of when we can do that. It might have to end up being a pre-recorded interview, but
there's one person that I really, really want on the show.
Okay, well, you need to get him on the show, Snekky. You gotta do your slithers.
I tried. I tried last week again, and one day I will succeed.
I've reached out to a few different people, so I've gotten one person that says they are interested, and we just got to work out a time we can get them on. So we will have some more Steemian interviews coming up in the future. So Mandel Sage says he had to leave for 15 minutes. What did he miss? You missed everything. Oh yes. My gosh, it was so amazing. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I love it when you go loose.
Everything, yeah.
Yep, you're too late now, Mandel. We asked where people were from, and you didn't tell us that you were from Brazil.
This is true.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, Ma1ne is going loose.
Someday it'll happen. Maybe
what,
I need to
go loose?
Have a drink before the show or something. I don't know, but
I so want to be there.
It would be fun sometime to do like a not so serious kind of show, I guess. I don't know. That's what your show. Tell everybody about your show. That's what that is. What am I saying?
My show?
The one you've created.
I have a show?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh yes. Oh gosh. Yeah, actually I do that with Mandel Sage. It's amazing. It's the Snack Together. We are changing up the times because the time frame was not really fitting. But it's a hangout, and we do fun stuff to get to know the people behind the project a little bit better. It's more personal. It's not about STEEMIT. We do talk a little bit about STEEMIT because after all, we all met through it. So that's amazing. And yeah, it's just a fun moment. It's having a laugh. We sing together. Yes, we sing together, and it's all recorded, and we're just having lots of fun there, and it's growing. We're going to have show number 3 this Friday, and I'm very much looking forward to it because it's not serious, but it's serious in a way. So we are there to have a, Mendel Sage also tells a very, very, like, and I mean seriously, a very, very bad joke every week. Actually, last week he told a joke and it was funny, and that was weird. So yeah, I think he made a mistake by telling the wrong joke. Yeah, and this week we will bring up. I hope I'm not quite sure. Mendel says what you messaged me about today. Are you going to bring that up in the show this Friday before I spill something and it will not be there? That would be like, not so cool. I don't see him typing. Oh, now I see him typing. So yeah, it's really just a very laid back moment of fun. It's an hour and a half. Oh, he's shushing me. He's like, shh,
Yep,
don't
you've
tell
been
people.
shushed.
Yes, I've been shushed. He does that a lot, actually. I don't know why.
Give her an
I
apple,
don't know.
Mandel Sage. That'll work.
Yeah, it will work. So yeah, and it's really fun to do that with Mendel Sage as well. He's, it's a different person than you. I was used to only you, so the first show was really weird for me. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Mendel Sage. There's my apple. And yeah, Anya has suspicions because she is in it as well. So yeah, lots of secrets to be shared in the Snack Together, and it's on the Snack Together channel. If you want to join, I can drop a link. Is that allowed?
Yes.
What did you say?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I even had a
I have to
hiss on it.
Sorry.
I was hissing like a snake.
Oh, really?
I guess so. I don't know.
So cool.
All right, everybody. Well, we've got about 20 minutes left here. If anybody else has any topics they want us to discuss or questions you want to ask us, it's sort of like an Ask Me Anything, but not completely. We reserve the right to answer or not answer certain questions.
We do?
Yes.
Oh, I like that. Come on, people. Throw us some questions.
Now's your chance.
Yes. And again, no one is typing. They don't want to ask us questions anymore.
They know it all already. They know everything about us.
Oh, they don't know my keys.
See? There it is.
Oh.
Told you. Yes, someday we are going to get Snekky a big professional microphone, and we're going to hear that awesome Snekky accent, and it's going to be like perfect and crystal clear.
I don't have an accent.
We did establish, though, that it will only ever sound so good because, unfortunately, we're using a third-party chat system here to do this. So you're hearing my microphone through my mixer and all that stuff, so it should sound hopefully really nice. And that's the primary source, and so I'm, of course, capturing Snekky's audio from the chat program, so it's not pure audio, so it's not going to ever sound perfectly crisp, but I think, Snekky, someday we're going to get you like a headset or like a nice something, because we want to hear that perfect, beautiful voice.
Stop making me blush.
Still sounds good, though, doesn't it, guys?
No, I don't think so anymore.
Yes. No, you always sound good.
Thank you.
We take the time to do a sound check before the show. And when my equipment decides to work, it actually will sound pretty good.
Yes, that's true. Oh, thank you, Mendel Sage. Nice level up, by the way.
Yes, that's a perfect level up.
You should all hear Main Event sing.
Someday, maybe.
Well, you sang on my birthday last year, and
Yeah,
I'm going to have a birthday again this year, so...
Yep.
And I'm just going to fake it that it's on a Wednesday again.
All right. I see how it is.
Yeah. No problem.
I like hearing all the different Steemians sing. It's fun.
It is.
It's cool. I'm seeing more and more people doing music-related things. They're discovering more ways to share their music, which is cool because of the Steem blockchain and the various apps and avenues that they're finding, including here on MSPWaves, the Steem mix that they play between the shows. I mean, it's really cool to see all the people that are musically talented being able to share their talents and content.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. I love to go there and listen. And I there's so much talent on this platform, and everyone in their own ways. You know, and even those who I would say cannot sing, they do it with so much passion that you still love it. They do it for fun, to have a laugh, and you can see that, and that makes it amazing. I enjoy that. I really, really do.
Yep, no, it's there's so many different ways for people to share content here, and that's what's great about this platform is, there's opportunities for for wide variety of people here, so.
Mental Sage says he's saying she's talking about me. He does sing in the Snack Together, and he thinks he's really bad, but I don't agree with it. Ma1ne, where did you go?
I was checking the D Live actually really quick, just to see what was happening.
Scary.
And let's see here.
Hey, Ace on Intrigue is here.
Shout out to them.
Maybe Aeson knows a few questions for us. Or Vladivostok, or Rondan, or Pirate Coast Bunny, or Pensive. Miguel Vargas, Mandelsage, Graydon, Anya, Ace on Intrigue. Anya, do you have questions? Feel free to ask your questions. I think we lost. Oh, there he is.
To Gigi too, who commented on D Live. So
Gigi82,
GG82 left a comment on D Live. So shout out to them.
Ooh, and Soundwaves Photon. Hello, Soundwaves.
I just noticed my OBS overlay was showing the other live on air room also. So it was showing DJ Damashi, who is coming up next on MSPWaves. So shout out to DJ Damashi.
Dancing Dreamers.
Yes, that will be on next here on MSPWaves. So if you're into the electronic dance music scene and the music and the culture behind that, you can check out his show. It's coming up next. Before us, Kodaks was on the air doing a hip-hop themed show. And that was fun to listen to. And then, of course, later on tonight will be Ma1ne. Ma1ne will be on the air later tonight. So
it's a full thing. It's a full. How you say that? A full track? No.
A full schedule.
Schedule. Yes. Thank you. You are away from your microphone again.
Yeah, I was fixing my OBS. I didn't realize it was showing both of the live on air rooms on my live stream there, so I just fixed that.
Aww. And Soundwaves Photon has his flags ready for Ma1ne.
That's funny. Oh, well. All right, everybody. Well, again, we want to mention that if you want to be a guest on the show sometime, certainly let us know. Next week, if you'd like to be a guest, just let us know. We'd be happy to chat with you. We always welcome guest co-hosts to jump on and kind of say hello and talk about the different subjects that we are talking about tonight. And next week, we'll pick some different ones. We kind of talked about content quality this week and what that means to us as curators. We kind of talked about a wide variety of things. We talked about, just variety of curation-related things and whatnot. But next week, we could talk about something totally different. So,
yeah, and I see Vladivostok. I'm so sorry. Vladivostok. I'm sorry. He wants to be a guest. You should contact him because I don't think he will want to talk with me anymore after I Vladivostok. This is so awful. I am the name butcher, people.
We both are. Don't feel bad.
Yes, that is true. And sometimes when we went down the list, you stopped right hard
I do that on
with the harder
purpose.
name. Yes, and I do too.
I'll go through the names and then I'll stop on the ones that I know you'll have trouble pronouncing.
Yeah. Oh, that's why we work so well together.
Oh, let's give some shout outs here. I see Amy. I say Ace on Intrigue. I see Anya, Graylin. Go ahead.
Mandel say to Miguel Vargas, offensive. Pirate Ghost Bunny Monster.
I see
Rondon?
Rondon. Yeah.
Oh,
Soundwaves Photon and Vladivostok.
Vladivostok.
That's the username.
Did I say it right?
I don't know. I think so.
I hope so.
Yeah, no, if people have projects or things they're planning or whatnot, let us know. Rondon says he's fake news. Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. They're trying to put the fake news emoji on you. I see it. Let me see. I got this. Fake news. There we go. That's funny. Yeah, if any of the other MSPWaves DJs are listening and you want to give a shout out for your show here while you've got some people here, go for it. I certainly encourage that if you want to plug your show. Pensive mentioned his shows earlier in the chat, but if Pensive, if you want to mention them one more time while some people are here, go for it. Rondon, I know you do your show as well, so if you want to mention that.
I was listening to him last night.
Yeah. So no, it's good for the DJs to mention other shows, I think, because that's kind of how we all started. It was just networking with each other and doing our thing when this MSPWaves thing first got going a little over a year ago, and it's amazing now that there's so many shows that there's ones every single day. There's shows 7 days a week now, and in between the shows, they've got the Steem Mix, which is music that's been created by Steemians. So Rondon says we should talk about Pensive shows. Yes, Pensive does a great job. Yeah, go ahead, Pensive. You can link. Go ahead. Don't worry. I'll only throw the ban hammer around if they're links that aren't relevant to the discussion.
Oh, how amazing it feels to have a ban hammer at times.
Sometimes it's needed. Sometimes people spam things that should not be here, so.
This is the My Life in 8 Songs Thursday show that he's sharing, and that's really, really cool. I was on that, and I think that's amazing. And the Alternative Lifestyle show, you should all listen to that as well.
Yep, no, he does a great job giving a platform to different Steemians to kind of show more about themselves, and we learn more about them through those different shows and what they're into and their thoughts and perspectives and everything. So that's really cool to see those different shows that are focused on the Steem community. Those are some of my favorites. I mean, nothing against music shows and things like that, but the ones that actually focus on the members of the Steem community, I think that's really awesome.
I like a mix of both, really.
Yes.
I like to get the people to learn. Oh, I'm sorry, people. It's so late. I'm not feeling so well. I like to get to know people better. I like to hear about them, what they do, and whatnot. But I also like to just work and listen to music. And I like to tune in to the shows where there's music. So, and then there are moments that I really want to shake my ass, and then I go to, DJ Damashi, and there are times that I want to rock my head off, and then, I go to the one and only. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yes.
Crimson Clad.
And, of course, everybody can see the full schedule of all the different shows by visiting MSPWaves.com. So if somebody wants to share the link to MSPWaves.com, that would be great. and there is a full schedule on there, so you can find out when all the different shows are on. We also can give you Discord notifications if there's certain shows that you want to listen to and get some notifications. Like if you want a notification in Discord when this show goes live, just post something in the chat right now that says, I would like notifications. And I will make sure that the role is added to your Discord profile here in Minnow Support Project. And I can put that on there for you, and that way you'll get the notification when we are live. And there's the ability for all the shows. You could get the tag for all the shows if you were interested. Rondon, if you're listening, we should do that. That should be a role. All Waves shows, all Waves live shows. Like, so basically, anytime a Waves show goes live, you could get a notification. That would be kind of cool. The individual show ones are cool too. I know I personally would like one if that's possible. We could talk about that. And there may already be one. I don't know. But that would be kind of neat.
I don't know. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying that would be kind of neat. Gina integration. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Yeah. Yep. But if anybody would like Discord notifications for when this show is live, just post that. Just say, I would like notifications in the chat right now, and I can add that role to your Discord profile, and you'll get updates when the show is live. Oh, let's see. We've only got a few minutes left.
9 minutes.
But we certainly, a big thank you to everybody who tunes in every week. I know I've said that a bunch of times. I'm probably rambling and repeating myself at this point. We weren't totally sure if we were even going to do a show today, so we're happy that we made it through. I know, Snekky, you weren't feeling too well, so thank you for toughing it out here with us.
Yeah, actually, I've been in bed all day. I got out at my 10 to be sure to be awake for the show. I didn't want to miss it, so you asked me a few times, are you sure you can do it? And I said, yes, I don't want to miss it. So, yeah, but, it's good to be here.
And Vlad, you now have notifications for this show, so. All right. And it's as easy as that. And DJ Damashi just jumped in. Hey, shout out to Saipan. He's going to be up next again on MSPWaves.
Dancing Dreamers.
And we are here every Wednesday, 10 to midnight UTC time. Again, I will be posting the recording of the show right after this. I usually immediately start writing it as soon as the show is done. So make sure you check that out if you want to support the show. Snekky and I each do a show post, typically each week. I don't think you did one this week, though, did you? No.
No, yeah. I was sleeping all day, so
right.
No.
But normally we each would do one. She kind of would do a pre-show post letting everybody know that we're going to be on, and then I post the recording after. So those are two great places to support us if you're interested in that, if you'd like to show some support for what we do. Re-Steem is always appreciated. Your replies, we love reading them, so make sure you leave us some replies. And, of course, we are active curators on the platform, so if you're someone out there who's looking to have your Steam power utilized in a different way, we always appreciate your delegations. We have included links for delegations in the show post for both of us, so if that's something you're interested in, we greatly appreciate it. We do go out and curate undervalued and original content each and every day. Snekky, of course, has her You Got Sneked project, and you can find that right on her blog. It's at Poetic Snake. And again, that's a twice a week curation project where we are going out and finding quality content to share. And so, delegations are certainly appreciated to help support that. I'm also doing curation for the Minnow Support Project each and every week. I'm going out and finding new Steemians who are writing Introduce Yourself posts. So I do that feature usually on Thursdays each and every week. And in addition, we're both, of course, curating on our own. We love to support the community. We love doing this radio show. So, of course, any SP delegations that you would be wanting to share with the community and share with us would be greatly appreciated. So thank you to anybody who's done that.
Yes, thank you very much. It really means a lot.
All right. Well, we've got about 6 minutes left here. Any final questions from the audience, or any other final, comments or anything that the audience would like to have? What did you think of the show tonight? What do you think of what we're doing? Let us know. Now's your chance. Look at that. What is that? An apple pizza going on there? An apple pie?
That looks so good. Actually, no, I'm not wearing pants, Mandel Sage.
That's funny.
Are you wearing pants, Wayne?
I'm wearing shorts, so sort of. I'm covered. Yeah. I'm covered.
Oh,
all right.
Okay, good. Woo.
I'm decent. All right.
Okay. Phew.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, puppy.
Yes, good to see you, Toriko. Thank you for hanging out with us. Again, big shout out to everybody who was listening on D Live. I was just checking over there, and I think there was like 16 people watching over on D Live, so that's great to see.
Do you have a cowbell sound?
I don't. No. Needs more cowbell.
Can you fake it?
No, I really don't have anything within reach that would sound anything close to a cowbell. Maybe my empty head. I don't know. I don't know. No, we love doing the show, everybody, and so we hope you do enjoy it. It's our pleasure to chat with you each and every week, and a big thank you again to everybody at MSPWaves for all the work you do to keep these shows going, and a big shout out to everybody behind the scenes at the Ma1ne Support Project. Again, if you haven't checked them out yet, it's at Ma1ne Support on STEEMIT, and that will, of course, link you to the Discord server, the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server, where it's a great community, in my opinion, to chat, to learn, to network, and, of course, you can listen to this MSPWaves station as well. So check it out if you haven't, at Ma1ne Support on STEEMIT. And another thing you can check out, too, is at MSP-Curation. Is another profile where there's curators going out weekly, different days of the week, and they're doing compilation posts on a variety of different topics. So if you're looking to find some new content creators and some different curation features, you can find those again. It's at MSP-Curation. And so check that out. There's a variety of different MSP-related profiles that I'm sure you could find them all out there. There's music-related ones. There's art-related ones. It's awesome to see the different communities that have sprung up because of MSP. And the Curation one is one I'm a part of and happy to be doing. But that's a great place where you can find some new content to check out. Snekky, do you want to add anything else about your curation project or the Discord server? Just anything else you want to mention?
I just want to invite everybody who wants to join to feel free to jump into the Discord and join us this Friday for the Snack Together. We'll be having a lot of fun, and you will see a different side of Snekky. Well, I'm almost always here as myself as well, which is a little bit more serious at times. And Friday I will just go bananas. And so feel free to join us there. And I want to say thank you to everybody who joined the show tonight. It's really amazing to see the names and to see that support. You guys have no idea how much that means to someone who does a podcast or a show. To have people who come back every single time to listen to you or whenever they can, it makes us smile. I can only speak for myself. It makes me happy. So thank you all for being so amazing.
Yes, and again, DJ Damashi is coming up next, so if you're into that EDM scene, if you like electronic dance music, the culture, the concerts, all that stuff, he talks about his experiences and plays the music as well, so check that out. Again, the full schedule of all the shows is on MSPWaves.com. Check that out, and, I'll be posting this show post in just a little bit here, later on this evening, so I hope you'll take the time to come check it out, leave some replies, and it's been great having everybody on the show here with us tonight in the live audience. So we're here. This is Ma1ne Snekky on MSPWaves. We've been doing this show for a little over a year now. We love it, and we love spending that time with all of our fellow Steemians.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We are on the home stretch here, the final 30 seconds. Saipan's saying he's got a flash flood warning out in his area, so hopefully he doesn't lose his internet.
Oh, be safe, DJ Damashi.
Yes. Well, we will be back here next Wednesday night. Again, we're here Wednesdays from 10 to midnight UTC time if you want to listen to us live. This is Main Event and Poetic Snake, and you've been listening to Ma1ne Snekky on MSPWaves. We will see you next time. Thank you for listening.